A new Daredevil interview came out earlier this week, and it seems like Charlie Cox is back. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So, earlier this week, y'all already know, actually, it was a couple of interviews with Charlie Cox as Daredevil, and I'm just gonna outright say it. He's Peter's lawyer in Spider-Man No Way Home. I've been saying this for months now, consistently, and I'm pretty sure that's all he's gonna be. I'd love for him to have like a post-credit stinger, and we get to see that action. I just don't think it's gonna be happening at all, but he is gonna be getting a new suit in She-Hulk, so it really won't be too long before we see him actually start fighting, and then also Echo. But let me get into these interviews and I'll jump back to that. So in one of the interviews, he says, "I can assure you those are not my forearms," and he's referencing that whole scene from the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer where a guy slams his forearms on the table and puts a bunch of papers in front of Peter.
A Daredevil question. You know, we've talked Daredevil plenty and plenty before, but the Spider-Man trailer came out, and there's a scene some people think may include the forearms of Charlie Cox. I have a picture of it right here. So Charlie Cox with the world as your witness. Are those your forearms? I mean, I've seen forensic scientists trying to break it down. So
I can promise you those are not my forearms.
Now, a couple of things. He could be lying. Also, that might not be him. That might be a stand-in to cover up his tattoos. And if it's not a stand-in, it's makeup or it's CG to get rid of the tattoos. Also, he's supposed to be getting Peter out of jail, not in jail, and sending a bunch of papers in front of a kid in an intimidating way isn't really the best way to get Peter out of jail, especially as his defense attorney. So I don't know. I just don't think it's him. And I also heard that Matt Murdock's appearance is supposed to be really reminiscent of how he met Jessica Jones in Defenders. Also, when in both interviews, man, when they bring up Daredevil, Charlie Cox just brightens up and becomes really cheerful and enthusiastic, and it warms my heart because he's such a good actor. And fucking damn, if anyone deserves to be brought into the greater MCU from the Netflix shows, it's him for sure. Him and John Bernthal and Vince D'Onofrio, who is back and is going to be in Hawkeye a little bit later on. We'll get into that. So essentially, and in the second interview, he gives an answer a lot like Andrew Garfield did when asked about No Way Home, where he sort of dances around it.
Okay, good. And it would be a sin for me not to bring this up and ask, but I just want your thoughts. Like, do you get a kick out of seeing your name trending on Twitter all week and like people breaking down theories about you being in the next Spider movie? Do you get a thrill out of that, or you kind of just not pay attention to it?
It makes me feel very grateful that people care that much. I also like. I wouldn't want to ruin something either way. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
sure.
So it makes me a little anxious in that regard.
This idea of being like, oh, I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to ruin it. If I was in it, I wouldn't want to say anything. And he still has this happy, giddy attitude as opposed to, I think it was April of last year when he just flat out said no. So that means that, for one, he didn't sign until after that, and before December and after April of 2020. I've heard mid 2020 in that area, potentially in the summer. So around this time last year, maybe like a month or two beforehand. And basically, we're going to be getting a lot more of him. Like I said earlier, he is going to be in She-Hulk, and he is going to be wearing a new suit. Now, something else really interesting is that Vincent D'Onofrio will also be back in Hawkeye. Now, a lot of people have been like really sort of iffy on this one. This one, I'm more than certain is going to happen, mainly because one, I think it was last week, he posted a picture on Twitter about him leaving to go do work. After all these rumors and articles came out prior to this, then Atlanta Filming, who is really good, really reliable paparazzi, tweeted out, oh, he's been reported being seen at Atlanta. and Hawkeye reshoots were going on at the time. And also the run of Hawkeye that they're doing has an infamous comic panel of Kingpin meeting with a bunch of crime lords to put a hit on Clint Barton for messing with their businesses. And presumably that's going to be translated to Clint Barton doing that as Ronin during the blip. So I'm just, Kingpin's back. He's probably going to be really fucking fat. I don't mind that at all. I think it'll be pretty cool to get a comic accurate Kingpin. Now, where does this all lead up to? Now, there is a character in the Hawkeye series named Echo. Echo in the comics is an adopted daughter of Kingpin. I covered her a decent amount in a totally different video. I'll put the thumbnail in and one of the icon thing will pop up for you to go check out that video. But essentially, that show starts filming early next year, January or February of 2022. And it seems like it'll be one of the first series of 2023. And apparently Daniel RPK somewhere had posted that Daredevil is going to be back in Echo, and it's going to be really hard to not have Kingpin in it, especially since I think it was either a showrunner or a writer posted a picture of the comic panel of the book of the comic, or one of the comics they're adapting, and it features Daredevil and Kingpin pretty prominently. And I actually used that art for the thumbnail of that video. Wow, it's almost like I know something. At the end of the day, it's got me super excited, and it seems like we're going to be getting Daredevil once a year. 2021 in No Way Home, 2022 in She-Hulk, and 2023 in Spider-Man, in Echo, my bad. And we're going to be getting Kingpin in the Hawkeye series and in the Echo series. So that is super exciting, and it seems like they're really going to be fleshing out the street level heroes and villains and storytelling, and hopefully Spider-Man can play a part into that later on down the road. But with that, brings me to the end of this video. So if you like super nerdy content, Marvel, DC, and Star Wars, and anime theory and reaction videos, and pretty soon we're going to be doing a once a week news segment, then this is the place for you. So go ahead and like and subscribe and share and become a part of the community by subscribing and hitting that bell notification, and sharing your favorite subreddit, Facebook group, Twitter group chat, Instagram group chat. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.